So I guess this would be called a GoPro boom. I'm using a regular 1/4" 20 UNC bolt. This is standard on most consumer tripods. It shows this bolt so it will go out far enough so you can't see the pole. This gets screwed onto here. It's on a GoPro tripod adapter. It didn't come with it. I had to buy this. It's only like $5 to $10. So right now I got the GoPro on 25 feet of these roof rake pieces, and it's actually 2 roof rakes in one. In case you're wondering, these are the roof rakes.
In case you're wondering what a roof rake is, it's a thing you use to pull snow off a roof.
I used 2 pieces to make my
homemade boom pole. It's made out of a roof rake.
This is about 5 feet. The good ones have these little things where they lock into each other. The ones that are from another roof rake, I'm not sure if the other ones are missing those pieces, but since they're up higher and they're taking more tension, as you could see these things when they're linked together at 25 feet high, they really bow. And if I put this last one on here at 30 feet, it'll really bow. And it's just this amount, you kind of lose some control and it becomes not worth it to really go that high. At least the effect I'm going for is more about sort of pulling G's and whipping around rather than being as high as I possibly can. But for those higher ones, I used bolts and nuts that are as big as they can possibly be so that this isn't the failure point. And I'm putting them more towards the top where it bows more. So that way it is as strong as possible, where the higher it is, the more it bows. Now the camera is gonna be on 2.7K, 24 frames a second linear view, so it won't be bubble distorted. In post, this is gonna be a 1080, and in Premiere, I am going to do some warp stabilization to make it a little smoother. Unless you're going for like a really chaotic kind of falling effect, but if you're trying to keep it smooth, warp stabilization is your best friend here. Here's a tip that applies to all the time.
Wipe down your lens like an OCD bast.
It's hard to tell when you got schmutz on your lens, and it's massively disappointing when you unload your footage and find out you have a bunch of ruined footage.
OCD bast.
On any other lens, I would normally use
microfiber cloth.
If I were one of those people who owned expensive lenses, I would use one of these squirty air things and just feel that $5,000-ness of your lens not getting touched by anything. I don't know how good this is. So I'm doing it this way. It works, if I'm rising it up, it works to come up horizontally. But when I'm pulling G's, I mean, I can go this way, it can pan like it's strafing. But for the most part, I'm tilting it this way, and I'm doing what is basically like a vertical video. Not that you can't do something horizontal that way, but I think the thing I have in mind when I go like this is vertical video, which is something I rarely do, but I'm gonna make an Instagram promo out of this. So now I wanna do it horizontal. So I'm gonna rotate this and I'm gonna tilt it. Okay, one last shot. We're gonna put this on and we're gonna see just how much harder it is to control with just this amount added and how it really isn't worth it for what I'm trying to do. But we're gonna put it back on 4K. We're gonna put it on wide, maybe super view. I never use super view. I feel like super view would be just totally off. Should I do super view? Maybe I'll do super view. We'll see if I do super view.
We're doing super view.
By the way, when I adjust the GoPro to go from vertical to horizontal, usually in the process of rotating it back, I'm gonna need to use a wrench to retighten it because it was tightened down with a wrench so it wouldn't slip, and I've loosened it to make it rotate the way I want to. And don't use cheap wrenches like this. These suck, they slip, but that's what I'm using. Okay, ready? Ready for this? Check out that flex. So, added bonus, if you don't get enough exercise like me, you're getting your exercise. A smaller, much smaller version of this boom is the selfie stick. Most of the time I'm using this as a Steadicam stick, and it's also good for reducing handling noise. I have a near identical stick with a longer bolt that I use for overhead shots that I can slide onto this pole and spin it around if need be. I usually keep the bolt pointing upwards so I don't get stabbed in the head when I sit up. But when recording, it might be pointing in either direction. It's versatile enough to get different kinds of shots from one mounting point. I made all this stuff with things I already had, but you can get them at a hardware store real cheap. Here's a variation on that, made with some repurposed camera gear. I used it to get a downward angle ceiling shot for this drumming video. If I wanted to make this boom more practical, I would only make it 5 to 10 feet long, and I could get more common shots easily. You can use the GoPro app to see your shot, which might be an advantage over the iPhone if I were not able to see the shot I was trying to boom. But the reason I'm choosing the Hero 5 over the iPhone XR, which is the other camera I'm using to make this video, is durability. In general, the iPhone is just a better camera, but if I had a newer GoPro, video quality would be less of a liability. Yeah, I'm using the Hero 5, which was released in 2016, and everyone and their grandparents has the 6 or 7 by now. Assuming there aren't any availability issues, I will be getting the Hero 9 if it gets released in September or October 2020.
Just add that extra note.
This video is the third in a trilogy of GoPro mounting videos I'm doing all at once. I've gone into detail about some of this already. The links to the other 2 are in the description. So yeah, I'm not sure how I'm gonna end this. There's a lot of things you can do with a GoPro and a lot of ways you can mount it to things. Man, it's hot out, direct sun, and so it's not like this is any complete list. So yeah, I'm sure there will be more. And until next time,